In the heart of a prosperous kingdom, there stood majestic castles, surrounded by lush gardens, and filled with happy people. This was a kingdom known for its beauty and prosperity. At the center of this kingdom lived Princess Elara, a girl with an extraordinary voice unlike any other. As a child, Elara would sing happily in the garden, her voice floating through the air like a gentle breeze. Her parents, the king and queen, adored her. They would often sit together, listening to their daughter's enchanting melodies, proud smiles on their faces. "Elara, your voice is a gift," the queen would say, brushing her daughter's hair. "It makes the world more beautiful." The kingdom was her playground, and everywhere she went, her songs brought joy to those who heard them. Her unique voice was a cherished treasure, and the people loved her for it. As Elara grew, her voice became more unique and pronounced. What was once enchanting became a source of fear and discomfort for those around her. The villagers began to whisper among themselves, their admiration turning into unease. "Why does her voice sound like that?" a villager whispered one day. "It's different. It's strange," another villager replied, looking uncomfortable. At an important royal event, Elara was asked to sing. She stood before the court, her heart full of hope. As her voice filled the room, the reaction was not what she had expected. Instead of smiles, there were frowns. Instead of applause, there was silence. "Her voice, it's unsettling," whispered one courtier, his face pale. "How can she represent our kingdom with such a voice?" another courtier murmured, shaking his head. The king and queen exchanged worried glances, the joy they once felt now overshadowed by concern. They could see the unease spreading through the court like a dark cloud. Unable to understand her gift, the court began to see it as a threat to the kingdom's image. The once proud parents now felt the weight of their people's disapproval. They could not ignore the whispers that grew louder each day. "We must do something," the king said, pacing the room in private. "The people are growing uneasy." "But she's our daughter," the queen replied, her voice breaking. "We cannot turn our backs on her." A council meeting was called, bringing together advisors and nobles. The discussions were heated, each person voicing their opinion on what should be done. "Your Majesty, the people are losing faith," said one advisor. "They fear what they do not understand." "For the good of the kingdom, she must be sent away," declared a noble, his tone firm and unyielding. Unbeknownst to them, Elara had overheard the discussion. Her heart broke as she listened to the words of those who once praised her. Feeling like an outcast, she decided to leave the only home she had ever known. Under the cover of darkness, Elara packed her belongings and sneaked out of the castle. Tears streamed down her face as she looked back at the place she had always called home. She did not know what lay ahead, but she knew she could not stay where she was not wanted. Elara wandered through the dense forest, her mind a whirlwind of emotions. She faced many challenges and dangers, her voice a holy companion. It was her voice that kept her company during the lonely night and gave her the strength to keep moving forward. One night, as she sat by a small fire, she sang softly to herself, the forest her only audience. Her voice, though different, brought her comfort. "Why can't they see that my voice is a part of who I am?" she whispered to the flickering flames. One day, as she stumbled upon a hidden village deep in the forest, she was greeted with wary eyes. "Who are you? What brings you here?" a villager asked, stepping forward. "I am Princess Elara," she replied, her voice trembling. I seek refuge and understanding." The villagers, initially wary of the stranger, began to soften as they heard her story. Elara found herself among people who valued her for who she was, not for how she sounded. They listened to her sing, not with fear, but with amazement and appreciation. "Your voice is beautiful," said one villager, her eyes shining. "It's unlike anything we've ever heard." For the first time, Elara felt accepted. She sang for the villagers, her heart full of gratitude. They did not see her voice as unusual, they saw it as a gift. She found a new home where her voice was cherished. She taught the villagers songs of old and new, bringing joy and harmony to their lives. Elara's new life was not without its challenges. She still faced moments of doubt and fear, but she found strength in the acceptance of her new friends. She joined them in their daily activities, helping with their harvest, caring for the animals, and learning their customs. One day, as she was singing by the village square, she noticed a commotion at the village entrance. The king and queen had arrived, having heard word of their daughter's new life. They had spent many sleepless nights missing Elara, their hearts aching with regret. Upon learning of her whereabouts, they had decided to find her and make amends. Elara watched as her parents approached, their faces filled with sorrow and longing. She felt a mix of emotions, anger, hurt, but also a glimmer of hope. "Elara," the king said, his voice breaking. We were wrong to judge you. Your voice is a gift, not a curse." The queen stepped forward, tears streaming down her face. "Please forgive us, Elara. We love you and we miss you." Elara's heart softened at the words. She could see the genuine regret in their eyes. Taking a deep breath, she nodded. "I forgive you," she said, her voice steady. "But I have found a new home here, where my voice is accepted and valued." The villagers, seeing the reunion, gathered around. They welcomed the queen and king, showing them the life Elara had built. The royal couple saw the joy their daughter brought to the village, her songs filling the air with beauty and peace. Elara's parents realized the true value of their daughter's gift. They saw how her voice brought people together, creating harmony and understanding. They understood that true beauty lay in acceptance and embracing differences. The king and queen decided to stay in the village for a while, getting to know the people who had accepted their daughter. They participated in the daily activities, learning about the simple yet fulfilling lives the villagers led. Elara taught her parents the songs she had shared with the villagers. Together they sang, their voices blending in a beautiful harmony. The villagers joined in, their voices rising in a chorus of unity and acceptance. One evening, as they sat around a large fire, the king spoke to the villagers. "Thank you for accepting our daughter and showing us the true meaning of beauty and acceptance." The queen added, "We have learned so much from all of you. Elara's voice is a precious gift, and we are grateful to have her back in our lives." Back in the kingdom, the royal court and the people began to hear stories of Elara's new life. Curiosity and regret filled their hearts. They realized they had judged too quickly, letting fear cloud their judgment. Slowly, the kingdom started to change. People began to embrace differences and value the unique gifts each person brought. The king and queen, inspired by the village's acceptance of Elara, decided to return to the kingdom with a new perspective. They invited Elara to come with them, not as a princess who needed to conform, but as a symbol of the kingdom's newfound acceptance and understanding. Elara rejoined her parents, and together they returned to the kingdom. The villagers came along, bringing with them the spirit of acceptance and unity. The kingdom welcomed them with open arms, eager to learn from their example. Elara's voice, once seen as a curse, became a symbol of hope and resilience. The royal family and the villagers celebrated together, their songs filling the air with joy and harmony. Elara sang happily, our hearts at peace. With her parents' acceptance and the villagers' love, Elara's heart was finally at peace. She learned that true beauty lies in acceptance and understanding, and her journey taught a kingdom the power of embracing differences and finding harmony in diversity. The kingdom thrived, united in their celebration of diversity, and Elara's song continued to echo through the hearts of the people, reminding them of their power and acceptance. Princess Elara's story became a legend, a tale of love, acceptance, and the beauty of a unique voice. The kingdom changed for the better, learning to value each person for their unique gifts. The villagers from the forest became an integral part of the kingdom, sharing their wisdom and helping to create a society that embraced diversity. Elara continued to sing, her voice now celebrated by all. She often performed in the grand hall where she once felt so out of place. The same courtiers who had once looked at her with fear now listened with admiration and gratitude. The king and queen, having learned the importance of acceptance, ruled with a newfound wisdom. They encouraged their people to celebrate differences and to see beauty in diversity. And so, the kingdom flourished, a place where everyone was valued for who they were. Elara's voice, once a source of division, became a symbol of unity and hope. She sang of love, acceptance, and the beauty of being unique. Her songs, bringing people together and reminding them of the strength found in diversity. As the sun set over the kingdom, Elara stood on the balcony of the castle, her voice ringing out clear and true. She sang to the stars, to the people, to the world. Her journey had been long and difficult, but it had taught her and her kingdom the true meaning of beauty. With each note, Elara's heart soared, knowing she was loved and accepted for who she was, and her voice, once considered unusual, was now the most cherished sound in the kingdom.